So you want to grow on YouTube, but you don't just have unlimited free time. You need to find ways to create consistent content for YouTube efficiently. Well, I'm gonna tell you how. But I'm also gonna be honest with you that succeeding on YouTube does take time and effort. There is no way to like hack your way to success on YouTube. If you want to see genuine growth and a genuine audience, then you need to put in genuine work. However, after 3 years of being a full-time YouTuber and a small business owner, and many years before that of balancing YouTube and a full-time job or being a full-time student, I have learned some pretty great tips for growing on YouTube while still having enough time for a life outside of YouTube. So today I'm going to share with you 5 time-saving tips that are going to help you create more YouTube videos, but also create better YouTube videos that will get you more views and help you to grow your audience more effectively. Hopefully in less time. By the way, this video is sponsored by Akaflow, but more on them later. My first time-saving tip is to do content brainstorming sessions. And yes, another video, another background, another Airbnb. You never know what you're gonna get with the decor, but I think this one's pretty cool. If you're wondering why I'm always in Airbnbs these days, it's because I am traveling, and you can see more of that over on my Instagram if you're curious. Okay, so content brainstorming sessions are a really efficient way to come up with a lot of ideas for your YouTube channel all at once. Basically, I don't depend on inspiration just coming to me when it's time to sit down and film. I am going out of my way to be proactive to make sure I always have ideas on hand. In terms of my typical workflow, I like to do sessions like this about once a month, and then I do my actual video creation workflow on a weekly basis. So by brainstorming a bunch of ideas once a month, it means when I sit down on a weekly basis to actually create my videos, I have a database of ideas I can draw from. So I'm never left feeling like I'm out of ideas. So here's your checklist for your next content brainstorming session. First one, and this is a really great hack, go into your YouTube studio, into your analytics section, and take a look at the channels your subscribers are watching panel. This is a really cool thing that YouTube compiles of the channels that are essentially in your niche. These are other creators that your audience is interested in. First of all, this section in itself might be enlightening to you just to see like what other creators your audience likes. But the way that it can help with your ideas is if you go to those creators' channels, I recommend sorting by like most popular or just looking through their videos tab and kind of picking out which are their top performing videos from the past like 3 months or so, and just observe the trends that you're seeing there. What kind of videos are your subscribers interested in when they're watching other channels, not just yours? This can be a great source of inspiration, but as always, make sure that you are giving your own unique spin on any topics or concepts that you might recreate that you see from other creators. Obviously, we're not out here to copy other people, but we might as well use our market research skills and take a look at what content is performing well for others as well. Specifically, others that your specific audience is watching. The next step is to start searching some titles and see what comes up. The results might give you some inspiration. You can do this in 2 different ways. You can either just search in the regular YouTube search section and take a scroll through the results, or you can use a plugin like TubeBuddy and use their Keyword Explorer tool so that you can get a sense of the supply and demand of like YouTube search and interest in those topics. The next step is to look at your most recent comments. See if you're getting any frequently asked questions or particular topic requests. Next step, review your top performing content. Take a look in your channel, look at the last 90 days and see what videos overall are performing the best. Maybe you could create a follow-up to one of them. I really recommend doing all of these steps and just writing down all of the ideas that come to mind. You might even want to do it in like a Notion database. That's what I like to do, so then they're ready for me to transfer over to my content calendar. If you want a Notion content calendar template like this, you can get it at my online shop. However you do it, just write down all the ideas that you get from these sources, because then not only will it make your creation process more efficient when you go to make videos next time, but these are also really effective ways at coming up with like top performing video ideas. Another great method for time saving as a YouTuber is time blocking. Time blocking is a method for time management in which you block out parts of your day for the purpose of specific tasks. One great way to do this is with Akaflow, who also happens to be the sponsor of today's video. Akaflow is the ultimate time blocking platform, and it all starts with the inbox. Let me show you. When a new task comes to mind, or somebody asks you about something, or you just think of something that you have to do, you add it to your Akaflow inbox. If you're planning to work on it today, you can drag it to your Today tab. If you just want to keep it in mind for someday, you can categorize it under someday, or if you want Akaflow to remind you about it later, you can snooze it and you'll get a notification about it later. You can organize your tasks with labels. All you have to do is type in a hashtag while you're writing your new task, and you can select from your list of labels You can see I've added some for YouTube, for my agency, and for subtasks within both of those. Then you can click and drag from your inbox or from your today to-do list onto your calendar to start blocking out your time. You can choose whether these blocks lock out sections of your Google Calendar so that nobody can book you for a meeting during those times. This is a great way to really visually plan out your time and have a sense of what each hour of your day is going towards. And I find it really motivating. Having a to-do list is one thing, but having a schedule is an entirely other thing that really makes you feel accountable to the plans that you've made. So if you want to start time blocking your YouTube content creation tasks and beyond, then check out ActiveFlow with the link in my description. Time-saving tip number 3, break down your YouTube content creation into subtasks. Look, I definitely think we've all been guilty of this, but in the past I have definitely written down create YouTube video as a task on my to-do list, and oh boy, it always takes you way longer than you think it is going to. Every single step is gonna take you more time than you expect it will. And so when you just write down create YouTube video, it doesn't do that justice, and it means that you're not gonna plan out enough time for you to actually do it. So my list of YouTube content creation subtasks includes script YouTube video and plan out the B-roll, film the YouTube video, edit the YouTube video, design the thumbnail, write the description, write the table of contents, add the extra metadata like tags, upload the YouTube video, schedule the video, and send it to a brand for review if applicable. When you break it down like this, then you allow yourself to actually plan for the time required to do every single one of those tasks, and it means you can spread it out throughout your week. You don't need to complete this all in one afternoon because that's not a reasonable expectation. My general weekly workflow is basically Monday is scripting and planning, Tuesday or Wednesday are filming, and then Wednesday or Thursday is editing, and then by Friday I actually upload and schedule and send the video off for review if necessary. So that's how within 1 week I sort of spread out these tasks to make it more manageable, especially because this isn't the only thing I'm doing. I'm also creating content for Instagram and TikTok and managing a small business, so that's how I make it manageable for me. This is much more realistic than trying to jam it all into one day, and if you do try to do that, you'll probably end up feeling very frustrated and rushed, and the video is not going to come out nearly as good quality as it could if you took your time and planned accordingly. My 4th time-saving tip for you is to multitask the smart way. Now I know the discourse around multitasking lately has been kind of negative, like if you're multitasking, you're really just doing more than one task poorly. And I do understand that to some extent, but I really think, at least in the realm of YouTube content creation, there are ways that you can kind of merge together common tasks in order to save time, and neither of them suffer because of that. Really what we're talking about here is tasks that have some natural fit to one another, where there might even be some overlap, and by doing them separately you might be kind of duplicating your work. So I found if I kind of lump them together, just gets things done a lot quicker. So for example, 2 tasks in the post-production area that you can put together is when you're doing your last review of your YouTube video, like playing it through that one last time before you export it to check for mistakes, you should also be writing down the time codes of the main talking points of your video so that you can later insert that into your YouTube description. While you're exporting your video, you might as well go ahead and design your YouTube thumbnail. And while you're waiting for YouTube to upload your video, this is a great time for you to think through and write out your description. There are probably other ways that you can merge common tasks together to save more time, but this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg and a few that come to mind for me that I like to do simultaneously so that I'm not stretching out this content creation process longer than it needs to be. Figuring out what you can truly multitask on can make a huge difference when it comes to your efficiency, so you can start with my list and start thinking about what tasks you might be able to do at the same time. My 5th and final time-saving tip for you is to create a template for your editing process. I created a Premiere Pro template for myself because that's the program I edit in, and there's a few things that I do in every single video that I can save myself time with if I template it out. So basically, I have a default Premiere Pro template that I've already loaded in the typical graphic assets, animations, color mats that I use, background music, and I have a small library of B-roll that I filmed of myself over the years that I also keep loaded in there. And I just keep those in folders, so then when I open this up, I usually create a copy of it for my new month of videos. And then I can start importing my footage from the video that I'm editing, and I already have subfolders in there of my assets, my music, and my B-roll, so I don't have to go searching through my hard drive trying to find that. It's just already in the project. So this might look different for you depending on what your editing workflow looks like. But whatever you can do to kind of save yourself that admin time of finding your music, finding those assets that you use every single time. Also, if you can create like title or transitions templates for yourself that you can reuse, that will save you a lot of time from having to recreate it every time you sit down to edit. So just figure out what those recurring tasks are for you and then create a template for it. Because even though some of these things don't seem like they take that long, they are tedious, and any energy that you're spending towards your more like logistical tasks is energy that you can't spend on the creative side of things. Now that I have let you in on some tips for saving time as a YouTuber, you're gonna wanna pair that with some knowledge and advice on growth strategy and creating the best videos possible. So you're gonna wanna check out this video next where I let you in on my formula for a viral YouTube video. This is how I plan and script all my videos to make sure that I'm optimizing my click-through rate and my watch time, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.